G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I've got this neat, new released toy grade foldable quadcopter. It is a Wi-Fi quadcopter as well. This is a Kf609 and is made, also known as a Teng Mini. So I believe that Teng is the actual company that makes this particular model. And as you can see, you can immediately notice that this one is a toy grade clone of the ever so popular Dji Mavic Mini. Now this one comes in a variety of models. There's 4 different models in fact. They range from $30 US to $39 US. So it's under the $40 price range. And they come in 4 different models like I mentioned. The 720p Wi-Fi, the 1080p Wi-Fi as well, with altitude hold and optical flow. I think they all got altitude hold, by the way, but some do have optical flow and some do not. So 1080p with the optical flow, 4K Wi-Fi, which is supposed to be this model that I've got here, without optical flow. And then you got the top of the line model, which I guess comes in at the $39 price, which is the 4K camera with optical flow, okay? So for those that don't know what optical flow positioning is, it's basically a secondary camera underneath the quadcopter that sends back images quickly to the processor of the quadcopter, and then it'll try to lock on to a target that it is taking an image from, just to keep it in one spot. Very similar to a GPS quadcopter would, but it's not quite as good as a GPS lock. So yeah guys, this runs on 2.4 gigahertz, both control wise, like many other RC products do, but the actual Wi-Fi is also 2.4 gigahertz. So what that means is that you don't need a special brand new released smartphone or tablet to actually use the Wi-Fi app on this. You don't have to have the latest and greatest phone. It doesn't have 5G Wi-Fi, this particular one, so you can pretty much use any smartphone or tablet or device with this particular quadcopter, right guys? There's not much on this box except a diagram on this side. There are some different models, as you can see here. 1080p, they've marked the Kf609 4K model in the middle, so that's the one I've got, and you got the 4K optical flow. Funnily enough, they don't show the 720p, but on the Banggood listing, from which I got this one sent to me today, there is a 720p model, apparently, okay? So let's have a look in the box, and this is what we got. We have, first off, a leaflet here. It's in English and Chinese, and it shows you the QR code for the app. Now, the app is called Fyd Uav by the look of that QR code. So you can download that on Play Store as well. And this app looks pretty packed full of options here, as you can see there. If you want to pause this, you can. I'll just hold it there for a minute. Okay, so it looks like it's got gesture recognition for taking photos and video modes. Okay, now this one, like I mentioned, is supposed to be like a 4K camera version, so this does not have the optical flow to keep it, steady. So here it is here guys. As you can see, this does look very much like a Dji Mavic Mini. I mean, look at the design on this. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So they've come up with pretty much a toy replica of the Dji Mavic Mini here, and it does fold out. It's called the Teng Mini, as you can see. It does fold out. It does have brush motors, so we've got no brushless motors on this one. And there it is there, guys. So quite a good little reproduction of the real thing. I've got the battery out of it because I was charging it up before, but I'll show you the battery in a second. And there is the Wi-Fi camera. Okay guys, and it is just tilt adjustable by hand, and you can go all the way to further than 90 degrees there, and you can even tilt it upwards as well. So there it is there, manual tilt. There is no electronic tilting on this one, as this is a budget quadcopter guys. As I told you before, this one ranges from $30 US up to 39 for the top line model, the 4K and Wi-Fi and optical flow. Okay, so we got the folding arms. As you can see, I folded it out. We've got 2-piece props all around. Okay, and on the bottom here we have what would be where the optical flow positioning camera would be if you did have that model, either the 1080p or the 4K with optical flow, and there's some venting there. All right, and we on the back here we got like a little foam stopper there, and that acts as a landing leg just there, as you can see, and a little 2.4 gigahertz antenna sticking out the back there. That would be for the actual quadcopter, I presume, because it's quite far away from the camera. Okay, so there it is there, guys. So we've got a bag full of goodies here. So it looks like we've got half a set of props. So we've got 2 propellers spare, a couple of landing gear mounts just there. I presume they will go on the front. I'll put them on in a second. And a screwdriver. Okay. Here is a little charger, USB charger. Now this has a rather familiar plug, like those 1S batteries that you get on the Whoops. I don't know the name of this. It might be JST 2.0 or Molex, I think. I can't remember the actual name. But it's one of those pretty common plugs that you see on 1S Whoops. And I did charge this battery up, guys, already. And when it does charge, it does have a red LED, and that red LED will turn off on this USB charger, okay? Now here's the battery, guys. It's pretty much a modular battery, like sort of proprietary, but as you can see, that plug is rather common. Now this is a 3.7 volt, even though it's not marked, but in this specs online, it does show that this is a 3.7 volt 1S Lipo with 1100 milliamp hours of capacity, and this is supposed to give us a flight time of about 15 minutes. Okay, so I'll be eager to test that out on the flight portion of this review when I'm out at the field to see if that will get close to the 15 minutes, okay? Now, just to plug it in, it's just very simple. You've got the female plug in there, as you can see, and just plug it in as so, okay? Now, what I might do, I'll put those little landing gear extensions on it, and we'll have a look at how they go in. Okay, so as you can see, I've put one of them in. They've just got 2 little pegs on the end of it there, and just basically line them up with those 2 holes on the very end of the arm and just push it in as so. Okay, so we've got the front landing gear there, and it can sit pretty flat, and you've got that rubber stopper like I told you before to stick that landing. Okay, so let's turn it on. We'll see what sort of lights we got here. Wow, there's pretty bright LEDs on the front. They're white LEDs, and on the back we have some red ones for orientation, so that's pretty neat. So there you go. That's very bright, as you can see. Okay, so I'll just put that there for a minute. And we also have 4 of these propeller guards. Now all that's left really is the controller to show you. Now I did notice that this box, when it arrived, I had a sneak peek before, obviously, before making this video. It didn't come with a user manual, so I don't know if it's my one only that didn't come with a user manual, but you don't really need it anyway, guys, because everything's labeled here. Okay, so it's not really much of an issue. All the buttons are labeled. I'll take you through them now. So first we got the on and off switch, okay? Just there. I've already put batteries in it, guys. It takes 3 AA ones, okay? This button here, let me just show you. I'll turn it on again. This button here is your trimmer. So it doesn't have like many other quadcopters. You've got quite a few different buttons, forward, back, left and right to trim. This is your main control trim button. And you can trim it forward, back, left and right, so, and then press it again. Okay, so that's rather simple. Now these buttons on the shoulder, I noticed they got two different functions. On the outer side, you've got, on this one, you've got the take off and land, so that would be a quick press, okay? Now it says for emergency stop, hopefully you can see that really small writing there. It's hard to read by eye, but I can see it better through the camera. It says press for 3 seconds for emergency landing. Okay, so that will cut off the motors in emergency. Okay, so make sure if you just want to use take off and land, you just press that button quickly on the outer side. On the inner side here, we have what looks to be the headless mode and a 1 key return. So quick press for headless mode, and the 1 key return would be a long press, okay, for the drone to come back towards you. This one with the arrows is a 3-speed rate. 1, 2, okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's got 3 speed rates, and then you got the 360 flips, and it's beeping until you give it command. It will beep and give you the command, okay guys? And in the center here, we've got the phone holder. So here's the phone holder here. This one's rather tight, guys, so I suggest you press down on the back here to lever it up a bit. And there you go, you got the phone holder there, okay? You can take a rather large smartphone, okay? And there's that little light there, guys, as you can see there, ready to bind, up and down to bind, and you'll see that it's solid, okay? All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. I have charged this battery up, okay, beforehand. So I'll see you guys out at the field, and we'll take this little Mavic Mini clone, toy grade, for a test flight and see how it actually performs. This actually reminds me of the build quality as well of the actual eSheen E58, and they were pretty good flyers. I actually got to test one out for GearBest early last year. It was called the DJ-1 Emotion. So that was quite funny. You know, even the name was reminiscent of DJI. So this is a Teng Mini, guys. So I'll see you out at the field. We'll see how it performs. And I'll catch you there in a moment. So they'll be coming up right now. Okay, guys, I'm in the app here, the Fyd Uav app, okay? Now you've got a little help icon here. You can go through all the different features of this app. Okay, I'll just get out of that. So we'll go into play, and we should have Wi-Fi FPV. Okay, now it's saying open GPS, so what I might quickly do, I have got the location on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just adjust that up so it's horizontal. Okay, and there we go. Now before I take off, I'm going to do a gyro reset, which is that icon there, and it did flash, I think. Yep, I think it did flash. So let's I'll turn that off. Let's go for a flight. Now before I go for a flight, let me just show you what I mean by the video recording. I'll click the video icon, see it just stops. So there's the glitch there, guys, and it'll take me back to the home screen. All right, so I've just proved to you that unfortunately that feature doesn't work. Okay, so we'll move on from that. So let's fly. I'm just going to basically fly it around, guys. I'll take a few photos, okay, while mid-flight, and then everything's fine there. Just checking the arms that they're clearly folded out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to fly it around. I'll take a few photos via the app, and then I'll just probably turn this app off, and we'll see how it goes as far as flight time. I want to see if it gets the 15 minutes that they claim. So immediately, this is my maiden flight, guys, outdoors. I did a little hover test inside. There is a little bit of wind around, and it's a pretty smooth flyer. Let's have a look at the app. I'm just looking down at my phone. Okay, just to see the camera as well as keeping an eye on the quad. So there's a bit of wind around, so I'm going to bump it up a rate. That's rate 2. See what the yaw's like. Not too bad. Now this one doesn't have optical flow, unfortunately, guys. So once I let it go of the sticks, that's the wind taking it back, okay? So if it had optical flow, it would probably battle this wind a bit better. So as you can see, I'm just letting it go. I might take a few photos while it's doing that. See if they turned out. It says take photo. I didn't hear no indication, but it did say take photo. Okay, I did hear a click then. Okay, so I'll definitely get a flight time, guys. We'll add up all the time of this drone flying around, or this quadcopter rather. I'm on some wet ground here. They must have the sprinklers on, so see, it's pretty, I'm holding it pretty stable here. I'll bring it down a bit and see if I can take a couple of photos of myself here. We'll get closer to it. Not really in frame, I've got to go lower. Okay. Now, as you can see, it stopped again on me. So this app does have some issues, guys, unfortunately. The developer has to work on it. So I'll turn the on-screen prompts off. Okay. So we've got some buttons here. We've got a, what I'll do, I'll bring it back. We'll test out the landing feature, automatic land. So I'm going to press this shoulder button. And it's slowly descending. I accidentally pressed out of it. Hang on a second, guys. I'll press it again. And it does land. And does it shut off? Yeah, it does. Alright, so the automatic landing does actually work. I'll try the automatic takeoff. Wow, my feet are getting a bit wet on this wet grass, guys. They must have put the sprinklers on. Just pressed it again and the automatic takeoff does work as well. Okay. Now I might put in rate 3 because look at this wind, it's pushing it into my face here. So this button up the top, third rate. See how quick it is. So unfortunately, guys, all I can show you is the screen recording as far as video quality. She's pretty quick in third rate. Sorry about the sun. Bring it around. So it's a nice it's a nice flyer. Started dip then with the barometer getting affected by the wind. It's a pretty agile flyer. Let me try some flips. The flip button is on right next to the speed button. Nice quick flips and barrel rolls. Let's do a back flip. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty good. It doesn't really descend down. It actually kicks up a bit of throttle automatically before it does the action. See that? So it actually gives it a bit of a kick upwards before it does the command that you give it, either a barrel roll or a flip. So as you can see, I'm fighting the wind here to the left. Look, I'm letting go. That's how strong the wind is kicked up, guys. You can probably see the trees in front of me now blowing around. I'm out here pretty early in the morning too to try to avoid the wind, but can't be helped, guys. The Wi-Fi FPV does look not too bad. It is a few skipped frames, as to be expected by 2.4G Wi-Fi. I'm not getting any delay in the controls really that I can notice with it running also on 2.4G Wi-Fi. This is meant to have about an 80-meter range, this quad. It's pretty quick, especially in third rate. Nice park flyer, this one. And pretty responsive on the yaw too. Just have a quick look at it. This little Mavic Mini clone, toy grade clone. As far as looks, I think they've done a spectacular job in replicating the Mavic Mini, even down to its size and scale. There you go. I'm fighting the wind the whole time, guys. Like this one, like I said, doesn't have optical flow to help it out. If it did, I would think that it would be more stable than what I'm having to command it here bit by bit just to keep it stable in shot, okay? I'll try to take a couple of photos while it's like this of myself if I can. Alright, so unfortunately, yeah, the app is a bit glitchy. I've said that a couple of times already. But I'm not really interested in the app, guys. With these type of quadcopters, it is good to have things working, but I'm more interested in the flight time that they claim and the flyability. Because this would be good for someone that is new to flying quadcopters. You know, a beginner. They might want a quadcopter that looks cool, like a, you know, Dji product, and you know, as long as it flies pretty good, has good flight time, well, I think it's a pretty decent toy at the end of the day. These are very inexpensive. We're talking $30 US. And it does have some features within this app. There is a voice control, which I might try on another occasion. I'll try fly it with the app. I did test that voice control indoors just by talking to the into the phone, and when I was saying left, right, back, forward, it did actually show that the prompts were working, okay? So it looks like we are getting the LVC warning on the LEDs on the front here. Okay, so that's going to give us an indication. We'll see how long I can fly it for. This does have headless mode. Let me see if I can try that out. That might have been the, actually wrong button. So I'm in headless mode, okay. It was, I don't know, I can't remember which way I took off, so it was going a little bit wonky on me. Okay, so it's going that way. Absolute opposite. Okay. So it is flying, it's still going, even though I've got the LVC. I don't know if you can see that there, but the lights are flashing on the front. Those little eyes. And on the back it should be flashing too with the red. Yeah, it is too. See the red on the back? Let me bring it closer. Red LEDs are flashing there. I've been flying it in third rate this pretty much the whole time. So, because due to this wind. And I do have the Wi-Fi system also powered by it. You probably would get, if you didn't use the app, a bit more flight time, maybe a minute or so, possibly. To see if I can still perform a flip. No flips now, so yeah, it's an indicator that we can no longer do flips, so the battery is dying down. But we're getting some good flight time, guys. I'll just keep flying it around. It's fighting a headwind here, as you can see. It's a pretty long LVC though. There's the app. There's the app. There's the yaw in rate 3. Just there. Bit slower in rate 1. Let me bring it towards me. Just fighting that wind in rate 1, and here is the yaw in rate 2. The rate 3 obviously is the fastest. This one does change the speed of the rate. Some drone quadcopters don't. They only change the speed of actually when you're pitching forward or rolling left and right. Some quadcopters don't change the actual pitch speed, but this one does. It seems like I'm getting as much flight time after the LVC than I did before it. So we might even get up to that 15-minute flight time, guys. And it's pretty windy conditions here. Doesn't seem to be losing any power. All I can notice is that I can't do any flips anymore. I think this was, I mentioned this was a 1100 milliamp hour 1S or 1000. I'll put it up on the screen. Okay, now it looks like it's about to land, guys. So there we have it. That is the flight time of the little Mavic Mini clone, little toy grade clone, the Teng Mini. It's also known as the Kf609. Okay. Now, unfortunately, like I showed you, the app has some glitches as far as trying to take video. That's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully the developer of that app, the Fyd Uav app, does fix those issues. But as far as a decent sort of flyer, I mean, I didn't find it too bad actually flying around this field. It's actually a good flyer. It reminds me of the Eachine E58, to be honest with you. Even the design of the arms looks identical. It's just in a DJI Mavic Mini styling, but underneath I think this is pretty much like an E58 from Eachine, that Mavic Pro design clone, toy grade. But yeah, guys, for $30 odd US, if you're a beginner at flying quadcopters and you want something that looks pretty cool like the latest DJI product, the Mavic Mini, maybe you don't have the the budget to buy one for $3.99 US, buy the real thing, and you just want to dabble in and into the hobby and start flying, well, this is a really low investment and you'll get something that looks, pretty dead on the real thing, in a toy form. So as far as flyability, I think it was a great flyer. It's very quick in third rate, as you can see. I did have quite a bit of wind this morning. I still do have a bit of wind here. It's died down a little bit, but during the flight there was quite a bit of wind, and being so light, this is only 113 grams. It is less than half the weight of the real thing, the Mavic Mini. It actually handled the wind quite well for small brushed motors. So anyway, guys, the link for this one will be below if you're interested in it. This one was provided by Banggood. I'll try to get a coupon code for this one if there isn't one for it already. If there is, I'll definitely include it below. And if there isn't, I'll try to get one made up. Okay, guys, save you a few more dollars. But at $30 US, I think it's on special. It's rather cheap anyway and affordable. So definitely one for beginners, guys. Great little park flyer. And yeah, so far I do recommend it. I'm just a bit disappointed in the app not working to its full capacity. All right, guys. I might do a follow-up on the app with that voice controls and some of the other features. I may even try to fly it with the actual phone. We'll see what happens. Depending on the weather, I'd have to have a really calm day to do so. Because like I said, this one does not have the optical flow sensor underneath to help it with its stability. All right, guys. So anyway, thanks once again for tuning in to this review on the little KF609 Kf609 Teng Mini, the little Dji Mavic Mini clone toy grade. Hope you enjoyed this review video, and if you did, feel free to thumbs up this video. I sure do appreciate it. It helps the channel out a bit. And also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe too, guys, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Alright, guys? So, anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you on the next video. Be safe and happy flying. Bye for now.